Formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil.
Welcome back to Pennzoil at the half, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Clark Kellogg and Dean Smith at halftime. It's Michigan State by 2, 33-31. A lot of twists and turns in this game.
Princeton started slow. Michigan State got out of the gates quickly. Mateen Cleaves has been their catalyst. He leads them with 12 points, also has 7 boards. But Princeton, I think, right where they want to be.
Princeton did not start strongly. In fact, they were down 10 points and have been able to recover since then.
But they're always fun to watch offensively. They're an underrated defensive team. Watch them sometimes. They really talk well defensively.
All right, Coach. Meanwhile, in Boise, Idaho, second-round action in the West taking place there. Cincinnati with a 2-point lead, 9:25 to play second half. Let's take you out there live and join Jim Durham and Greg Kelser.
Gail Catlett upset because of the offensive foul call on Adrian Pleasure. Cincinnati with the ball back, leading by 2. Alvin Levitt. Horton with 9:10 left in the game.
And once again, West Virginia opting for the zone defense. They have really varied their defensive pressure. And it's worked in terms of keeping Cincinnati off balance.
Martin again. Offensive rebound and foul by Patterson.
However, the problem when you go to a zone, you don't know who to block out, especially when guys are running from the outside. You got to find somebody very quickly and put a body on it.
Owens is turned away by Martin, but a foul called, and Damian Owens shoots 2.
Number 34, Bobby Brannon.
Bobby Brannon called for the foul.
The zone does a good job of stopping the initial shot, but after that, who's going to block out Patterson? Who's going to block out Martin? Well, on this particular play, nobody. Patterson comes from nowhere right there above the crowd to get the putback.
Owens hitting the first free throw. He has 13 points today. That 4-point lead a moment ago by Cincinnati was the biggest lead of the second half either way. Damian Owens, a 54% free throw shooter. 1 for 4 in the afternoon, but it's fouled in beautifully.
Back and forth. You get an offensive rebound put back, I get one. You turn it over, I turn it over.
They give it, and they take it away. And now West Virginia looking for the lead, and Pleasure gives it to him on the reverse.
And they're going to come right with that pressure once again. Cincinnati's going to get a timeout to talk about it because they feel like the crowd is starting to turn in West Virginia's favor, and they don't want to let this thing get away.
22nd timeout by Cincinnati with 8:19 left.
You know, Jim, the other day, when Cincinnati was playing Northern Arizona, late in the game, the crowd became overwhelmingly in favor of Northern Arizona, the underdog. That same thing is starting to happen with West Virginia. This crowd is starting to favor the underdog. And I think as a top seed in these tournaments, you have to be aware of that. Here's the hustle to play inside by Pleasure, getting it off the glass. That gives West Virginia the slim 1-point margin. And guess what? It came after a turnover.
Turnovers have plagued the Bearcats the entire game.
So, West Virginia up by 1, 56-55. Clark, has there been a more physical game yet in the tournament?
Give me some shoes. I wouldn't mind being between the lines. That is a tough game going on out there.
Give you some shoes. Meanwhile, at the Hartford Civic Center earlier today, Coach Smith was saying, give me a whistle. 93-83 over UNC Charlotte. Tight game down the stretch. Antoine Jamison, 2 free throws. The Tar Heels up 3. Here's Gus Johnson with the call.
74-71. 9 to go. They need a 3 to tie it up. Guevara around the screen. Leads in. Oh, my goodness. With 2.9 to go. Outlet pass. Jamison, the other end.
The whistle there was ruled an inadvertent whistle. The 49ers had a chance to win it here in regulation, did not get a decent shot off to beat the clock. They missed for the 3rd time in this tournament, overtime. North Carolina in OT, Antoine Jamison with the rebound. The basket put them ahead for good. The Tar Heels win it by a score of 93-83. They advance to Greensboro and will play the winner of Princeton and Michigan State. Speaking of Princeton and Michigan State, second half coming right up. We'll get you there right after this.
Pennzoil at the Half has been sponsored by Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving.
Left in this ballgame, Michigan State by 7. They have been solid on the defensive end, but I want you to take a look at a breakdown right here. Goodrich puts it on the floor. Mateen Cleaves is here. He has to slide out and help a teammate. As Goodrich makes the dribble, Mateen Cleaves is going to just reach. That's not good enough. That gives up 2 points. At this time of the year, you have to slide that body over.
Mateen, though, getting it done on the offensive end, 3 of 4 in the second half. Has 18 points altogether. Backdoor, knocked away again. Ahead, Charlie Bell with Goodrich on him, leads in, and a foul.
Smart play by the freshman. Take it to the rim, into the big man's body. The body moving with him. The good hands by Cleaves in one end, the break, but watch this. The freshman is smart, good player. Go right to that basket.
Number 30, Steve Goodrich. His second personal foul.
So Charlie Bell is at the line.
Charlie Bell will shoot 2.
And with only 1 day to prepare, I had a chance to talk to Coach Izzo before the game, and he said he didn't really know a lot about Princeton, hadn't seen him on tape an awful lot, but what a job he's done preparing this squad, especially for those backdoor cuts.
Yeah, as we mentioned in the first half, the fact is they're playing the ball down low. Princeton makes a lot of bounce pads. They just put it on the floor. Defensively, when your guys goes backdoor, understand where the ball, but put your hand down low. You might get a hand on it. The Cleaves got it last time.
Michigan State foul number 13, Antonio Schmidt. His third personal foul. Second on the team.
Backdoor points against UNLV 18. Today, only 2.
Well, we mentioned before, Gus, it was an offensive clinic against UNLV. Rebels shot the ball well, 46%, nearly 50 from three-point land, but they could not stop and contain Princeton, whether they were in a zone or a man-to-man.
15-11 to go, 42-34, Michigan State trying to advance to the Sweet 16 where North Carolina awaits. They beat UNC Charlotte in the first game, that one going into overtime.
From the underneath out of bounds, Spartans now go to that 3-2 zone. They're very athletic. They get quickly, they recover to the shooter.
10 on the shot clock. Henderson offensively has been quiet. To Llewellyn. 5 to shoot. Mustalio.
They are making Princeton put it on the floor, though. Llewellyn wanted to shoot a jump shot out front. Peterson recovered, had to put it on the floor. They're forcing 1 extra pass for Princeton.
And the Tigers 4 of 18 from the three-point line. Turnaround jump shot rims out for Hudson. Princeton shooting 38% overall for the game. There's the three-point shooting.
Thing is, you can't get comfortable against them, though, because Princeton is good enough to roll in. We saw them against UNLV. They hit 7 straight three-pointers in the first half.
Good play by Goodrich. Got that one off quickly and heads to the line.
Michigan State foul number.
Take a look, and really the key again, the position. Look how low he is, and once any big guy catches it there, it's difficult to stop.
Steve
Goodrich has 11 points, senior from Philadelphia, 3-time first team, all Ivy, and the first one is short. And the conference player of the year with 11 points and 2 rebounds. And the second is good.
Now 2 of 4 from the foul line for Goodrich.
14:02 remaining. 42-35. Michigan State out of the Big Ten. Princeton out of the Ivy League. DeJuan Wiley off the heel of the rim, picked up inside by the Tigers.
Spartans got what they wanted out of that play. Cleave hard off the top, and Wiley was a wide open jump shot. Couldn't convert it. Good check by Cleaves inside as Goodrich cut the lane.
(42-35). Charlie Bell takes a seat. And David Thomas comes back into the game. The sophomore from Ontario.
3-2 zone once again. Harder movement against this Michigan State team, Gus, because the Spartans are checking all the cutters. becomes a physical game, that wears you down.
Earl. Tap to Mateen Cleaves. Here's Cleaves.
What a
Inside.
pass.
Great pass and a flush.
How about the catch, too? Pass on the money. Great catch by Wiley.
6 points for the senior from Detroit, 44-35. And right now, Michigan State a little too physical and very well prepared. On the floor, Thomas dives. Jump ball will stay right here.
Watch Cleaves. Good catch. He puts it above everybody, and then Wiley flushes one home. Wiley, one of the emotional leaders along with Cleaves. Look at Cleaves. Mateen is having him a ball game. 18 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, couple steals mixed in there.
Tell you what, before this one is over, he could be close to a triple-double. Michigan State has outscored Princeton 11-4 in the last 7-16. Tigers need to get something going. What do they need to do?
Well, again, you keep looking for shots. Michigan State is just solid. Keep moving. They keep getting bumped, but if they get open jump shot, they have to start making some of the shots they're missing. Nothing comes easy against this Spartan team.
And Henderson lost it on the floor. Spartans on the run once again.
Cleaves really surveys when he gets past half court.
Morris Peterson. And it's picked up in the corner by Mustalia.
Look for Llewellyn to try to free himself out.
Henderson.
Letting him play right now. Bodies on the floor.
Goodrich. Oh, he hooked him. Got away with it. Counted on the 5.
Got away with the left hook. Put it right around Wiley's back.
That's a big-time move right there.
Take a look at his left arm. Bounce the grab right there, the hook. Foul the finish. Tough to get into this position if you're Wiley. Pretty solid defense, but the bounce and then the little hook with the elbow. You see that a lot at the next level, don't you guys?
Sure do. So Goodrich at the line. Adds the free throw. 11:52 to go, 44-38. For Carmody on the right, and as a matter of fact, Coach Carmody has 8 of his 11 siblings at this game. For more, here's Armin Katayan.
You know, Gus and John, I finally found a little bit of a controversy here involving Princeton and these tickets. Evidently, Barbara told us, well, she did tell us that we asked her who decides to get these tickets. She said, well, on Thursday it was one person. Today they had to replace this person. So we haven't found out quite who that is yet, but David Hoffman, my producer, and I are working on this thing, so we'll get to the bottom of it sooner or later.
You know what, Armin? If anybody can get to the bottom of controversy, we know it's you.
Final minute of the action in Boise. Jim Durham and Greg Kelser with the finish to West Virginia and Cincinnati.
12 on the shot clock. Jared West. Owens. West wide open. Missed for 3. Martin the rebound. No timeouts for Cincinnati, remember. Here we go. Let's see how they play it. They're down 1.
You got to know where Baker is. You got to keep Martin off the glass as well as Brannon.
Everyone on their feet here at Boise. And Baker again. Yes!
Oh, they lost Baker unbelievably.
DeJuan Baker's cold-blooded shooting here down the stretch is going to get Cincinnati into the Sweet 16, perhaps. West. Bang! Oh, left. Cincinnati with no timeouts.
His prayer was answered.
Cincinnati, no timeouts. 0.8 left off the hand of Martin. West Virginia has the upset.
You had Gerard West with the basketball. First, let's talk about Baker. 2 big shots. This one to give his team the lead. They lost him. He drains it. Now, opting to go without calling a timeout. West Virginia will get the ball and bounce to Jared West. At this point, you know he's the guy that's going to take the shot. Look at Martin. He comes out, or at least Patterson comes out, makes him loft it a lot higher than he wanted to, but the bank was open.
Jared West with his 5th three-pointer of the game with 0.8 seconds left. And the Mountaineers are going to the Sweet 16.
Yesterday,
they will be going to Anaheim next weekend to meet the winner of the Arkansas-Utah game, which is our second game today here. Jared West, the most valuable player for West Virginia. Reuben Patterson had an outstanding game, and the little man being carried off as the Giant Killers from West Virginia roll on. Now let's go to Greg Gumbel.
All right, Jim Durham, thanks very much. Great finish in Boise. There may be another one on tap in Hartford at the Civic Center. Michigan State, a 2-point lead on 5th seed Princeton. Let's take you there enjoying Gus Johnson and John Sunvold.
Princeton foul number 10.
8:36. And welcome back to Hartford, the game summary.
Well, score getting closer. Princeton's making a few shots, but it's the tough defense, I think, by Michigan State forcing a tough thing. The turnover is important. 3-point field goal shooting, 5 of 22, but they will continue to shoot it, and you know they're capable of getting on a run.
And look at the Tiger. I tell you what. .707 to go in the second half, 48-44.
Tiger looks a little tired. Well, that was a
Tired looking Tiger. And a whistle as Granger fouls Lusalio. The East region in Hartford, Connecticut, North Carolina beat Navy, then UNC Charlotte today in overtime to advance to the Sweet 16. They await the winner of the Princeton-Michigan State game. Princeton beating UNLV and Michigan State beating Eastern Michigan in the first round. And the free throw in and out, and the Tigers continue to struggle from the charity stripe, 9 of 16. Down by 4, Hudson forced it up and banked it home.
Good entry pass, good play by Hudson. Double team, but just went over the top of the smaller Tigers.
He has 8. And the lead grows to 6. Princeton known for their backdoor cuts. Not a factor today.
And the Spartans keeping bodies on the cutters as they make the cut. They feel them when they make the backdoor move. They stay with them, they bang them, they push them. Good job by the Spartan team.
Here's Llewellyn. Great block out by Granger. And Michigan State, out of the Big Ten, they're playing Big Ten type basketball, very physical, almost look like a football team out there.
Yeah, now it's a game of wills. They have to stay down defensively. Princeton will keep moving on the offensive end, and the hole by Brian Earl, the crowd doesn't like it. But he was reaching and shoving, and after the call, Mateen gave him a little bump. Take a look out front as a penetration. Earl had grabbed him, and now the little push-off by Cleves, but the foul was before you saw the flying elbow.
Brian Earl, his 3rd personal foul. And Mateen Cleves at the free throw line. And the first is good. And Coach Carmody not really happy with that call.
A little bit frustrated, 21% from the three-point line and only 56 from the foul line. A good shooting Princeton team struggling this afternoon against a tougher Spartan club, but still only down 7, plenty of time, 5:40 left.
They're shooting 39% from the field, 5 of 23 from the three-point line. 51-44. No easy baskets for Princeton.
Yeah, the impressive part is Michigan State recovers. When their guy catches it, they're in their face. They make the cut. They're chesting everybody.
Here's a backdoor cut, knocked away again.
And the hands are down low. Every time it bounces, the ball's on the floor, the hands of Michigan State are knocking it away.
Ahead, Goodrich makes the steal. Here's Earl in the corner. And a rebound to Granger. Tipped away. Here's Henderson, and the Figaro won't go.
Well, two silly turnovers, and Tom Izzo upset and Bill Carmody upset that his team can't convert. Unbelievable. Two turnovers that weren't caused by anything but careless passing, but the Tigers can't get the ball in the hole.
And a whistle, offensive foul against Andre Hudson. And Hudson pleading his case right now with the official.
Take a look at the outlet pass. It's just knocked away by Mastallo. Here comes the easy layup, the miss, the frustration. Boy, when you don't make layups, hard to get yourself back in the ball game.
I love to see those coaches twisted like that on the bench. That's fun to watch, where they are into it just as much as the players are on the floor. Antonio Smith ready to check back in. Don't forget, games still to come. Richmond against Washington, the two upset teams in Washington, D.C. That's the East, and Arkansas and Utah.
Washington, good matchup. Bob Bender's got a big ball club. Todd McCullough, 7 feet inside. Arkansas, Utah matchup of speed versus size in that one. Arkansas likes that full court pressure.
Llewellyn misses the free throw and the layup. And Princeton.
Yeah, you still look at the score. It's still only 7 points. As many opportunities as they have had.
But they are going a little bit cold. The last few minutes, they have gone cold. Steal, Llewellyn. Stepped in the passing lane.
They have numbers.
Henderson has not looked for a shot. Here's Llewellyn underneath. Great reverse layup.
They had numbers. They were patient enough. The Spartans didn't get back with all 5 men. 19 turnovers now by Michigan State.
And both of these teams are exhausted.
Yeah, they're dead tired. They've stayed in man-to-man most of the ball game, both teams. They're grabbing and holding because both teams are so good on the offensive end at cutting to the basket. Earl with another hold. I believe that's his 4th personal.
Princeton foul number 10, Brian Earl.
So Mateen Cleaves, when you start to see the players tug on the bottom of their shorts, you know that they are winded on the floor. Here's Cleaves, and he gets the first free throw to go.
When they're winded, it favors the offensive player, because the offensive player knows when he's making his cut. He can hesitate, and when he wants to make a move, boom. The defender has to be alert. A game of wills the last 3:45 this is going to be.
Cleaves got a pair. 3:45 to go. Michigan State leading at 53-46. Frustration starting to set in for the Tigers. 53-46 Michigan State. And look at this Tiger. This is the tiredest Tiger we've seen in a long time. Look at him.
He has a bad tail there. He's got a torn jersey on the left side. The fur's peeling off. Must have been a tough winter up here, guys.
Oh, my goodness. All the money these kids pay for school, they should have a new Tiger. Look at that tail. It's hanging off of him. Get out of here, Tiger. But the Tigers on the floor, hanging in there. They're a little tired as well, 53-46, but they continue to play. Earl got it to go.
Boy, what a quick hit. They look back door. Earl just spotted up off the high screen. Doesn't take him long to catch and release.
He's got 15. 3:27 and counting. 53-49, Michigan State.
Changing defenses, looks a little bit like a zone right now.
Cleaves loves going right. Double pumped in the air, rimmed out, and a foul.
Boy, Boy, he is so strong at 6'2", 190 pounds. Like you say, likes to go to the right. That frees up his right shoulder. He can block you with his left shoulder. Watch the penetration. Watch how strong he is. Jumps a little bit in the defense, keeps the ball away from the defender. Wanted that one to drop.
The amazing thing about Mateen Cleaves, most players, when they want to get their shot off, John, they go to the left. But he goes to the right and can shoot off that right hand.
He's not a pure jump shooter. Jump shooters like to go the opposite because it frees the shoulder up to shoot that ball. He's not such a pure shooter. He's more of a penetrator scorer type, goes to that strong arm.
Second free throw is good for Mateen Cleaves. He has 22 points, 54 to 49.
And Princeton just had a 3-for-1 exchange. They'll do that. Knock in a three, give up one free throw.
Cross court. Mustaglio passed up on the shot.
Goodrich has not shot the ball well from outside.
Here he is. Let it go. And got it.
Much better. Had better arch on that ball.
And the Tigers refusing to die. 18 points for the Ivy League Player of the Year. And a steal. And Cleaves commits a foul.
Well, silly turnover by Charlie Bell once again, but Mateen Cleaves has to go get the basketball out of Bell's hand. Go demand it. Bell's bringing the ball up. He's looking to get rid of it, and all of a sudden he just throws an errant pass. The step in by Llewellyn, and the quick foul by Cleaves.
So a 1-and-1 situation.
Checking back into the Spartans, number
for Princeton.
Peterson, replacing Charlie Bell.
And the stat of the game, free throw shooting, Princeton 9 of 17. And Michigan State 9 of 13. And the first one is off the mark.
Well, amazing. They make free throws. They're ahead in this ballgame. And Michigan State is shooting 55% from the field. They just had so many turnovers. They now have 20. They haven't had enough shot attempts.
Cleaves down low, taken away into the hands of Earl, and Tom Izzo can't believe no call was made.
Looked like Mitch Henderson knocked that one away.
And a whistle and timeout on the Princeton sideline.
20-second timeout, Princeton.
Izzo wanted a foul. Look at Henderson will come from the weak side. Great pass from Cleaves. Hudson goes up, and look at Henderson stick the hand in there.
Looks like a reach-in. So what are you telling your team if you're Coach Carmody right now?
Keep doing what you keep moving on the offensive end. Wear the defense down. There's 2:20 left. You keep going. We'd have to knock in shots, guys. You keep saying, keep moving, keep cutting. Wear the defense down. We'll get some open looks. Goodrich just got one. He knocked one home.
And how about for Michigan State?
You got to hang in there. You got to be tough. You're on the defensive end, and when you get the ball, take care of it. When it's down low, Hudson Smith, you go up strong. You try to jam it.
2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. The number 4-seeded Michigan State Spartans against 5th-seeded Princeton. The Big Ten against the Ivy League. Here's that weave again. Earl in the corner. Mustaglio squared up and knocked it down. And we're tied at 54. Under 2 minutes to go.
The job now, Brian Earl, contain Mateen Cleaves.
And a timeout called by Michigan State. 1:50 to go. Tied at 54. 50 to go in the second half, and the Tigers have roared back. It's tied at 54 apiece. And the game reset. Both teams in foul trouble. 2 20-second timeouts for Michigan State, none for Princeton, 2 full timeouts for the Tigers. 54 apiece. A big three-pointer by Mustaglio. Inside Peterson. No call. Hudson. And a call has been made as Peterson heads to the line.
And they made a call from out front. Again, the penetration of Cleaves. This time it was Henderson trying to contain him. They have to help out Peterson up strong. The foul, he'll go to the foul line.
Gabe Llewellyn picking up his 4th foul. And Morris Peterson, a sophomore from Flint, at the line. And the first is good.
His first attempt of the ball game. He is 1 of 1.
And Michigan State 10 of 14 from the free throw line.
Peterson came off the bench against Eastern Michigan. 9 points, was solid on Thursday night.
And he got a pair. Peterson with 2 points. And David Thomas prepares to check into the game for the Spartans, who lead it by 2.
Thomason for Hudson. He's quicker to play the perimeter style players.
And look at Tom Izzo on the sideline. He is really trying to get his group fired up to play defense. 1:30 to go. Only one backdoor basket for Princeton this entire game.
The Spartans again being very physical on the cutters. Peterson and Thomas body him.
Here's Earl. 10 on the shot clock. 1:13 on the game clock. Llewellyn spins. 5 to shoot. Here's Mustalio. Let it go. And a rebound by Peterson with 1:02 to go.
What a great defensive possession by Michigan State. Princeton did not get one good look the whole time.
53 on the game clock. 22 on the shot clock.
Bill Carmody has said back up. You have to contain Cleves somehow. Mateen has been really special this ballgame.
And Coach Izzo wants a timeout. 43.8 to go. He calls it 20. With Michigan State leading 56 to 54. Now you can get all your college hoop action at cbs.sportsline.com. You'll find the latest scores, schedules, and standings, plus sortable statistics for every Division I team. Chat with other fans and enjoy our exclusive columns, and don't forget to vote in our college basketball top 25 fan poll. And the bracket here in Hartford, Carolina advancing by beating UNC Charlotte in overtime, and Princeton, Michigan State, number 4, number 5, playing to get to Greensboro and into the Sweet 16.
Defensively, Gus, I think what you try to do is you let Cleves come at you, but make him finish the play. Make Cleves finish it with like one of those floaters, which is much more difficult. When you come up to him, he'll drop it off inside.
He likes to go right, pull up jumper. Oh, what a big shot!
Oh my!
The Big Ten Player of the Year coming through in the clutch, and Bill Carmody can't believe it. He's got to talk it over.
And what a shock to the defense. They're backing off. They want him to penetrate. We thought he would penetrate. Mateen Cleves, Big Ten Player of the Year, coming at you with a bomb.
The big-time players make the big shots in March Madness.
This is what you wanted Cleves to do if you're the defensive player. Look at the reaction. Now they have to guard. Princeton will look for an early score.
59-54. Goodrich to Henderson.
Well, how good is his defense? There's not a look anywhere, Gus.
Earl fought him off, got it away, and a whistle and a rebound. And Henderson called for the foul.
Tom Izzo's defense all day long has been solid. It takes guts down the last few minutes, and they have guarded. Princeton, not a good look. It was 54 all, the 2 possessions that Princeton had. They did not get one good look at the hoop.
So Morris Peterson at the free throw line with 2 points. He's hit both of his free throws.
And those free throws came when it was a tie ball game. At 54 all.
And the first one is perfect.
It was important for Peterson to make when it was 54 all. Gus, think of it. If he misses and Princeton has a chance to take the lead, this whole crowd would be behind the Tigers. But what a day so far for the Spartans.
And the free throw by Peterson is good. He got a pair. 61-54. 17 to go. Mitch Henderson straight to the basket, lays it up and in with the left hand. And a quick timeout called by the Tigers. 13.4 to go. Michigan State holding on. .4 remaining in the second half. Michigan State clinging to a 61-56 lead. And the Spartans have the ball.
Most important man on the floor right now, Antonio Smith, because he is the one taking the ball out of bounds. Make sure you find an open teammate.
Cleve breaks to the ball, grabs it, and heads to the free throw line with 12.4 to go.
Pretty good day for that young man. The sophomore, 25 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. The leader of this team at only a sophomore.
Co-captain along with Antonio Smith. And the great thing for Michigan State, aside from one senior, DeJuan Wiley, they have everybody coming back. And Cleves adds the free throw. He's got 26 points.
Well, they've won this ball game the way they've won all year in Big Ten play. Good, hard, solid defense.
Second one is good. 12.4 to go, 63 to 56. Henderson picks it up. Kicks it out, Goodrich for 3. And a rebound, Antonio Smith, and that is it. The Michigan State Spartans have ended a great season for Princeton. They advance with a 63 to 56 and will take on North Carolina in the Sweet 16. And the cream rises to the top. Mateen Cleves, their leader, with the dagger in the heart with 36 seconds to go. That won it for him. So the sophomore from Flint moves on as the Spartans win it 63 to 56. So the bracket in the East, North Carolina, the #1 seed. They take on Michigan State, the #4 seed in Greensboro. The Chevrolet Most Valuable Players, Steve Goodrich, 18 points. For Princeton, Mateen Cleves, 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. So the Princeton Tigers, their season ends 27-2. Michigan State plays on. They'll meet the Carolina Tar Heels. Now let's go to New York, where Greg Gumbel is standing by.
All right, Gus, thanks very much. So here's what's going to happen. We'll be sending you folks to various points of the country. Some of you will go to Sacramento, where Illinois and Maryland are doing battle. Maryland has a 28-21 lead with about 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Others will be going to the MCI Center in Washington, D.C., where the University of Washington leads Richmond 25-16. Others will be headed off to Boise, Idaho. They are just underway there, and 3rd seed Utah leads Arkansas 11-4. We will do all of that after this word from your local station.